You may be wondering, when you hire a co-managed IT provider, what does onboarding feel like? What's that experience? Is it painful? Is it going to be long? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how we at MindCore onboard our co-managed IT service clients and what that experience feels like. My name is Matt Rosenthal. I'm the CEO of MindCore Technologies. We have been delivering co-managed IT services for over 10 years. In fact, we were delivering it before it actually had that name. Nowadays, what you're going to find is a lot of firms will use that term to mean a lot of different things. And I want you to be clear in your process when you're vetting people and when you are hiring that firm to be sure that they can back up their claims of what they can do with actual proof. And the best way to do that is to speak to their clients. Just wanted to give you that advice before I jump into this. So now let's get into it. When we onboard a co-managed IT client, we're aware from the very first moment that this experience to them is new, that there's probably some apprehension because we're integrating our teams together. It's possible that some people on the in-house IT team may feel fear, they may not trust the team that's coming in. And so we're aware of all that. And so we approach it with that empathy and that understanding. And from the very first conversation, we are focused on building a team, focused on really making sure that everybody works well together. So I wanted to lay that out there before I get into the steps. That is such an important part of determining and ensuring success, because if you don't do that from the beginning, you could turn back 2 months down the road and this team will never have it integrated correctly. And oftentimes what you'll see is that culture, that cultural change, that integration, never having happened successfully undermines this entire process. So as far as actually onboarding, the first thing we're going to do is the initial consultation. Now, we've already been hired in this scenario, so there has been a consultation and we have done a needs assessment. But you want to make sure that you go back and you look at that needs assessment and that you make sure that every single aspect of what you want, what the end results are, what you're looking to have the outcome be, are all laid out. And that your teams, as they're collaborating closely, that everybody understands the needs, the challenges, and the goals, and everybody's on the same page. This is number one most important thing. So a comprehensive assessment of your needs, of your IT infrastructure, of the systems, and of the outcomes. Very important. That's number one. Number two, you want to have a customized co-managed IT plan. So based on the needs assessment, we're going to develop a customized plan that fits you. That plan is going to outline the specific IT services and the support that's going to be required to meet the objectives that we have already decided or what you're looking to have the outcome be. We're going to ensure that plan aligns with your budget and with your timeline. Now, again, these things have been discussed prior, but this is the time to make sure that we are confirming everything is still in alignment, that there's no misunderstandings, and that we can move forward successfully together. The next step in the onboarding process is integration and collaboration. So we work seamlessly with your internal IT team to integrate our services. It's going to depend on what services you've chosen, but this is the point where we're going to work seamlessly to integrate those services. This could be a short process, it could take months. We have seen experiences where this takes 6 months because we're taking over an entire service desk. And we've seen it take just 2 weeks because we're just coming in to oversee your managed network services. It really depends on what it is we're doing for you and with you. But this is the point where that integration, that collaboration happens. Roles and responsibilities are clearly defined. We want to avoid confusion, make sure we're all on the same page. And regular communication channels are established at this point. Why? Because we want to make sure that the collaboration going forward is going to be seamless, that our teams can work well together, and going back to the cultural integration, that everybody feels like we're all part of one team, because that is key to success here. Next, we're going to focus on the knowledge transfer. We're going to move along and we're going to get into the knowledge transfer and the training. So we need to continue to integrate our teams. And again, depending on the aspects of which parts of the co-managed services we're doing will depend on what this training is, but we're going to conduct a knowledge transfer, which means that your team is going to meet with our team and they're going to share, let's just use the managed network services as the example. They're going to share everything that we need to know about your network, firewalls, switches, etc. We are then going to take that information and we're going to put that into our system so that we never have to come back and ask you, where is this or how do we do this? We want to be reliable and dependable for you. So that's where this transition happens. At the same time, our team is going to ask your team a lot of questions to ensure that we have everything we need. We are a very process-driven firm. So we have checklists, we have questionnaires. We make it very simple. We give this all to you so that we can make it simple, so that you're not taking a tremendous amount of time. This is also going to ensure that your IT team, the internal IT staff, are equipped to handle operations relative to the role they're going to maintain and not have to worry any longer about the things that are being offloaded to us. This is a great time for that to really be clarified. And from that point, we move on. Next step.